Hello, my dear friends. Today, this video will compare two Samsung as similar as possible. The most interesting in its price segment is new Galaxy A34 5G, and older model is more expensive, respectively. Galaxy A54. Well, everyone probably knows the higher the number of Samsung Galaxy line. And it is considered the cooler model, but is it worth overpaying for model A54 when already even 30 models comes out very good balanced? And in principle, many of them satisfy. Is it necessary to pay extra approx. $120-$160 for Galaxy 54, or you can limit myself to the new A34. I have phones both in green colors version 8 128 C8 128, and here is the same color called Awesome line that is not like this. You can translate unbelievable any steep lime color. Both models are made in Vietnam as a Vietnamese assembly, and both dual SIM phone that me extremely upsets in the latest Samsungs. What underscore they all come like this? Thin boxes. This is of course very beneficial to the manufacturer. They are few places occupied during transportation of the box light, but nothing there is no useful in them lie only themselves. Phones. And that's all, but actually no there is here such envelopes. Where is the staple? And there is a cable inside USB type. C, and that's all, nothing else. Well, and of course documentation that is block, no power supply, no charging case, there are no headphones. And even a protective film penny too. You don't have everything on the screens will have to purchase on their own. This is also fast charging, will be all only 25 watts of maximum power, and so remove the films, remove. Let's see how they are by design. By the way, it's unique situation when 50 model is less than size than 30, used to always be on the contrary. The higher the index, the phone itself was larger. Well, it must be to be the cooler. The more we all got used to it, even the car there, then more is considered more status cool. It was the same with phones. But now Galaxy A34 younger model. Cheaper, larger than 54K. Where is the logic? I don't know what they look like from the front off state. Hardly you ever tell one from the other if it's just not to lean them side by side like this to each other. I can already see the difference in design. The front camera of 34 is like this. Here is a drop, here this hole, but now you will see it yourself. There is also one behind. A small detail is more accurate quality, not even the quality but the material of manufacture Galaxy. Back cover A34, it's easy. Matte plastic is a budget coating, the simplest, but at the same time probably the most practical. While 54 has already more premium, more luxurious luxury glass is a glass back cover accordingly to it already. There are other requirements with it. You have to be careful because if he falls back down you will crack. Everything will be ugly, glass will burst with be plastic. Some may be small, some dent will be scratched, but plastic, it will keep its structure. Glass is unlikely to break straight into smithereens, maybe because of this Galaxy A54. It seems so in the hand, more or less weighty because of this glass coating. The color is slightly different here, some more yellow here, more so cold, but in general both colors looks really cool. Line on the right are the power and rocker buttons volume. By the way, the frame here is made in both cases made of plastic top SIM microphone trays at the bottom too. As you can see, everything matches the connectors for charging speakers. Microphones on the left side. Nothing cameras stick out. By the way, the Galaxy A54 cameras stick out more than A34 and much stronger than twice or even 3 times. See how strong they are here, protruding, and here quite a bit flash single, and here and there, well actually they look very similar, very. Let's check out what here. SIM trays open, SIM tray 34 here combined. Power current can be put 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 flash drive, now 54. And here 2 combined SIM. The tray is a little different here. There is a SIM card, that is, it double-sided, but the same is possible. Put either 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and flash drive. No difference, these are the SIM trays there. In terms of dimensions, the length is 161.3, here is 158.2, width 78.176 and 7 thickness 8.2, here 2.8 and 2. Same thickness, absolutely weight 199 gram. Here 202 grams per 3 grams, he heavier front. Gorilla Eye 5 glass rear plastic. And here too the eye burned 5 glass. And so what can I say on the screens? Look, pay attention. See, I can see any difference immediately. This is the design of the front camera. And secondly, these are the dimensions. Galaxy screen sizes A34 like me spoke more on frames. BTW, they similar side frame, bottom frame, top frame. They are the same here. Do you like this one more large 34 or smaller 54? Write in shell comments here the same. That is, it is the most modern Wang Yuan based on Android 13. Everything is fast. This is stable for us now. Moment Wang Yuan version 5.1 and 13. Android Samsung. Well done for updating their phones, update stubbornly for a long time. That is, I'm sure they are 14 iPhones talking. Android will get the next and maybe even 15. Well, van versions will to come for another 3 years, I think how at least that is. Buying these phones, you do not be left alone with some glitches by the gods. The manufacturer will be worked to improve the firmware. Gradually add some new features. Functionality will appear like this: 6.6-inch screens for the Galaxy, 3464 by 0.2-inch smaller, Dia A54 Matrix Supermole. The same characteristics as 120 Hz, is full HD resolution and 1000 nits brightness, good screens at all. No complaints, I don't have them. They are flat without these stupid roundings. That is, on them, it will be easy to stick the protection just for you. You have to buy it yourself. Film hydrogel film glass. Even you can stick it here because the screen's all the same. Expensive screens can be so, say, no longer cheap. AMOLED, and even 120 Hz. Therefore, if you break the screen, shattered, better not to get repaired, and still in these screens is installed as in flagships, directly scanners directly into screens. That is, I can use my fingerprint unlock phone and 34 and 54. And also in the front camera built-in face recognition function, everything works fine too. Face unlock, Face ID is the utilities of the phone. Apple is working fine here in general, well, almost complete a copy of each other. They are just a little bit visually, they differ due to this front camera and a little larger screen that is across screens. Equality in general, completely now. According to Iron here, there are slight differences, they couldn't do it right. Identical phones by processors and put different processors, and even from different manufacturers from a younger models put a processor from MediaTek. Its well-established CPU Dement Network 1088 core, quite powerful with support for 5G by 6 nanometer process technology, energy efficient. Same processor, for example, put in Realm 10 Pro Plus. That is, such even more expensive ties, you can say very good. The processor is here in 54 specially saved. Such a zest from Samsung. Put your own processor recently released. It's called Exynos 1380. It is made according to an even more modern process technology than MediaTek is already 5 nanometers against 6. It has 4 powerful cores and not 2 like here, and 4 energy efficient. And here is the layout a little simpler. 2 powerful cores, 6 energy efficient. There are already 4 cores, but while Exynos loses to frequency, if here we have the maximum frequency is 2600 MHz, here 2400. But do not forget that 2 games are powerful more because of this. It is more powerful, and a little more better video core at all. She is here the same as Mali G68, but here it is MC4. Here is MP5. That is a little more or something. Here these video cores are in the processor Exynos 1380, and this is a plus. Well, from memory, as I said, I have a specific version with the same memory, but there are these phones with different memory. Are even 6 128 is the minimum and the maximum version 8 256. Still, both phones support an increase in operational memory, so-called RAM plus function increase in RAM by internal memory. And in both smartphones we can increase the RAM from 2 to 8 GB intermediate, already worth 4 GB. What is the difference in benchmarks? See the most revealing. This benchmark is Antutu benchmark, and here we see the difference is not so big, and 54 is gaining about 40,000 more than 34, and it's hard to feel in life. That is, they work approximately with pretty much the same speed nimble phones. Yes, these are not flagships. Yes, they do not open everything for millisec. Sometimes you have to wait when especially some heavy game run a big one that weighs a lot, but in general this result is now enough for comfortable use, about 500,000 points. And such the result is enough for such a reserve, enough for another year for 3 forward here on the GPU, also very similar results. You can see that here we have about also 1 picture heating, approximately same heats up slightly less, 34 degrees here, exactly 34. And both phones discharged by 3% during the test. From this it can be concluded that approximately the power of the media library 1080 is equal to performance 1380. Like this. Such is the conclusion on throttling too. As you see green graphs, everything is fine. Everything is clear here. It was small fall. But I don't know what it is connected with. Then immediately the graph returned. Again green zone memory speed BTW faster we have on Galaxy A4. He showed higher results 569 MB on reading, while 54,482 have almost 100 megabytes per second wins 34. And it has more write speed, but not much 130 versus 119 multi-touch for both 10 touches, that is, they support 10 touches at the same time on the screen. And of course both phones have NFC function where without it, that is, you can use contactless payment, and many now have questions. Why pay at all then? Galaxy A54 just for this one hole and behind the glass back cover, if almost all the same processor, about the same screens, about the same. But guys, not all the same cameras. The cameras differ in these phones and differ in favor exactly 54. He has a rear camera, 50 megapixels here, 48 here. Cam module camera sensor itself is larger. It means that it will get more, the light pixels themselves will be larger. Capture light and give clearer picture in poor lighting in general. Such cameras are more valued and it has an optical stap. And here too there is an optical stub, but the camera is simpler. 8 Galaxy wide megapixels underscore a 34 and 12 megapixels wide, Galaxy 54 by 4 megapixels more than 5 megapixels macro. The same modules in both smartphones, close-up macro camera distance and cameras are different frontal here. She is at 13 megapixels, nothing unusual here already at 32. Well, let's compare. Let's start. So rear cameras, let's compare rear camera 50 megapixels versus 48. Here too, in principle, we must win 54. But let's see maybe and not maybe he doesn't have that advantage for which we hope. But still, cameras cost a lot too modern phone. Here it lies a cat. Yes, drugs are hard to catch. Some difference, but he's here for real the same. Let's look at the balloon with foam on which there are small inscriptions. Yes, and here too you can't see straight. Serious, some difference. Yes, a little more vague text, probably 34 letters as if it passes one into the other like they don't know. Well, it's not clear at all here. Somehow everything is clear more. They are all follow each other. And you can make the whole word here is somehow not for me like the way they are, but not that much. It's not that big different differences. Let's try take a picture of small with small text on the boxes. Let's say we are something photographing from a distance announcement at the bus stop. There is something we saw a garage for sale. Yes, we want to take a picture. We begin to photograph this information from afar without coming close. So in maximum definition mode and then check out where is the photo anyway. Turned out better white color. I think white color conveys 54 better because here it turns out not white but a little bit some bluish gray. Let's start with this box. So here we have a text about yes, both are already swimming right here. Shooting them is not a strong point because both phones can't handle and text just do not read in any of the phones for the video. See, both phones can shoot 4K 30 FPS and full HD 60 FPS video footage. They are good at both phones. I filmed videos. But how noted some on Galaxy 54 optical stabilization has the effect of both jelly, that is not quite she, as it were brightens up the video. She shows a little video effect, how gelatinous becomes, and many did not like how he shoots now one more time. It's Shiriki, which also differ in megapixels. Activate them. Here they are 05x, and there the viewing angle is approximately the same, by the way. It's not like it's 54 more, 254 angle more. Looks like yes, more in the frame intermetals, and again we look at the details. Well, here I don't see the advantage of 54 in that it has 12 megapixels and not 8. Although if you look at the sticker TV, I can at least approximately understand what is written here, Realme. And here now it's either Rex or some, well, I don't know. Well, also quite thin, very subtle difference that is, well, after all, a little bit of the camera better, and what if the colors are better in Galaxy A54 Plus? He can shoot video full HD 60 frames per second on the front camera. What is nice to shoot smooth video? If you are doing some vlogs, just often take pictures of yourself. Yes, and colors when photographing frontally. Here it turns out more natural. Here too. Dark. 2 dark eyes. 2 dark shadows. Sometimes it straight looks like something unnatural and very scary. Even yet one point on which this phone equal is what they both support. Sound playback with stereo speakers. The same is also very cool. Such a rich sound, they play good Bluetooth music. Version 5.3 is the most up-to-date now Bluetooth protocol NFC module is there. And there is a scanner, as I said in the screen, and they are also the same batteries. Well, why really do different when possible for all product line make one and the same battery? 5000 is the most universal board 5000 in all. And user satisfied and manufacturer satisfied and installed here 2 identical batteries and with the same support for fast charging up to 25 watts. You can buy separately. How much does it cost now? Well, about $20-30 if you buy the original block. Can be bought not original somewhere for 10 or 15. Well, it's up to you. Do you buy only originals, or do you agree to buy some copy there or some other brand? Here and on time autonomy. By the way, but 34 take out a little T perhaps due to the fact that it is more energy efficient. He has 6 cores, but he lives for about 15%. I feel longer, that is a little slower allowed than 54. And what conclusion can make this comparison? No. Serious advantage performance UA54, as you saw. No, he has two. My cores are more cores, but at the same time, the frequency, these cores have a little less than 2400 here, 2600. But only two cores, it has a glass back because of this. The weight increased a little. He himself is smaller. He is shorter by himself, but it weighs more than this phone, although it is larger. It has a larger diagonal, but he weighs even less. He just has plastic back cover, and possibly plastic is even more practical to drop it back down, break the back cover already in general. The appearance will not be very good for you. Change it will, well, not as cheap as, for example, the same plastic housing to plastic in general. No one will change it, just there, pro work somehow, and everything will go further, enjoy. So, I thought that 54 this year is the best phone for the rulers, but now I understand that 34, possibly even in proportion characteristics perhaps 34, even bypasses 54, all depending on how much you see them in the store. Yes, if the price about the same difference there is $20. But then it's better to pay extra and take 54. If the difference is about $120 and more, then I think that you can seriously think about it and save money. Buy 34. Get more screen. Get a little better autonomy. Get a little simpler camera. A little simpler body materials. But at the same time, the rest is the same battery, is the same stereo sound, same screen characteristics there. Full HD AMOLED, 120 Hz, is the same absolutely shell. Yes, and the processor is also there for 40,000 points, the weakest in Antutu. This difference in general about nothing. It's not 2 times, it's not 3 times. It's so, for some, they're a few percent. Literally, if you calculate this difference in percentage. So guys, my advice to you, you can even especially not overpay. You can take 34Q on, save on money saved, buy a good case for it. Some kind of screen protector, buy headphones, by the way. Headphones only wireless because wired do not insert here. See no connector. You can even especially not overpay. You can take 34Q on, save on money saved. Buy a good case for it, some kind of screen protector. Buy headphones, by the way. Headphones only wireless because wired do not insert here. See no connector. You can, of course, through an adapter, that's all for connect, but damn it, I think it's better buy some wireless, really more convenient, really. Now it's more convenient here. Well, if you want 54, if you often take pictures. Often Vidosiki shoot yourself on the front camera. Often front camera take pictures. Well, he has real frontalka better 54 talk. So what is the comparison turned out put? Like, subscribe, good luck to all ambulance meetings. Everyone buy.